Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of A Breath of Fresh Sports. I'm Courtney.
I'm LaRon.
And Eric couldn't be here today. He's preoccupied. You know, he has a lot on it. He does a lot with AAU football, so he's busy today with some good AAU football stuff. And today we have Week 8 NFL picks. Week 8 already. Season is going by like this. Before we get into the picks for Week 8, it was a couple of teams that I wanted to mention. There's a couple of teams that I feel like, I'm not going to say start tanking, because when you tank, you are pretty much giving up. Yeah. You're pretty much losing on purpose. You know, you're doing the Dolphins. I don't think these teams are going to tank, but I think we're finna start seeing these two teams going downhill because there's some locker room issues going on. You have some injuries with injury with one of these teams. One of the teams that I was gonna bring up was the Philadelphia Eagles. I think we're about to see a slump here.
Yeah, it's ugly for them right now.
Yeah, you know, their locker room is falling apart, man. You have somebody in the Eagles. On the Eagles team is coming out talking about Carson Wentz. He's not getting the job done, and talking about the play calling and all this and that. And I mean, the things that they said, I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's true. They were saying that on passes that travel beyond 10 yards or whatever, he's like really bad. I think he had like one touchdown and a bunch of picks.
Shocking, because he used to be really good down the field.
Mm-hmm. And the passes, you know, that travel 10 yards or less, he's like, his completion percentage is high. He has a lot of touchdowns with no interceptions on those passes. It's like, okay, if the coach should see this, and we should do more of this instead of trying to force the issue going downfield. So it was mentioned that it was Alshon, but Alshon came out and said, Alshon Jeffrey, he came out and said that it wasn't him. But the point is, it's somebody that's with the Eagles. It's somebody in the Eagles locker room.
There's too much going on right now with the Eagles. There's too much off the field that's not helping on the field.
Right.
You know, you got these players. I don't think they really buy in and believe in Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. They feel like he probably shouldn't have got paid the money he got paid. You know, $4 year, $128 million. You be injured, and when you are out there, you had one good season. You know, MVP season, but you got hurt that year. Then when Nick Foles comes in, you went Super Bowl with him, and now he's gone. I think a lot of people feel like Carson Wentz ain't the answer.
Yeah, and Orlando Scandrick, he got cut immediately after the Cowboys game, and he said he kind of felt like it was like scapegoatish. Like, he feel like, you know, he said that he didn't think that he had a good game. He admitted that. He was like, I don't think I had one of my best games, but, you know, there's plenty of players that don't have a good game, you know, and they don't get cut. And he brought up the fact that when they cut Zach Brown, the linebacker, they cut him because before the Vikings game, he came out and spoke about Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins lit him up. Yeah. And then they cut Zach Brown immediately after that.
I remember that.
And Orlando Scandrick brought up the fact that, okay, you cut him after he made these comments, and your team go out there and stink it up. But Doug Peterson comes out and pretty much says the same thing. It's like, we're finna go to Dallas and we're gonna win this game, and then we go to Dallas and we get skunked. He's not getting released. He's not getting, you know.
I was gonna say, like, as much as we want to give blame to Carson Wentz, we gotta put a lot of blame on Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
The defense don't look good, and if everybody say he's a great visionary, the offense don't look good.
Right.
The running backs, you're not involved in the running game a lot. Alshon don't look the same. You know, Sean Jackson still hurt. Mm-hmm. Nelson Aguilar, he's running away from the ball. He got alligator leg arms. So
yeah, he don't even want the ball.
It just don't look good right now for them.
And then, you know, looking at their schedule, they have the Bills this week in Buffalo. Then next week they have the Chicago Bears. It's a rough defense. The Bears don't have a good offense, but their defense can carry them. And then after that, they have the Patriots. They have the Seahawks. And then it's gonna ease up. You know, they have the Dolphins and the Giants and the Redskins.
By the time it ends,
exactly. So I think we're about to start seeing a little, because they already lost 2 in a row, right? Yeah. They've already lost 2 in a row, and they can easily lose the next 3. You know,
it ain't looking good.
It's not looking good for the Eagles.
I like the way the Bills are playing. Josh Allen running the ball, throwing the ball, and Eagles pass, they secondary is terrible. Rasul Douglas, they got Jalen Mills back, but how much can he help? If Malcolm Jenkins ain't looking great this year, they whole secondary is not looking good.
And the other team that I wanted to bring up was the Detroit Lions. I feel bad for them, man, because they started out so good. They started out playing very good football. Their defense was doing what they needed to do. It's just they had some breaks. You know, you had the game with some questionable calls. You know, then you had the game where they should have beat the Chiefs. You know, and now you have Kerryon Johnson hurt. He's on IR. We don't know what we're going to get from Ty Johnson. Then you have it's some locker room issues there as well. A lot of the defensive players, they're not happy right now. They're not happy when they traded, what's his name? Quandre Diggs. When they traded him away, a lot of the players were very unhappy about that. And it's their locker room is going downhill as well. But the thing about them that may help them a little is their schedule. They don't have their schedule isn't as bad as the Eagles' upcoming schedules. And this week they have the Giants. Next week they have the Raiders. Then after that they have a couple tough games. They have the Bears in Chicago. Then they have Dallas. Then after that they have the Redskins and the Bears again. And then they're not gonna lose as many in a row like the Eagles, but I see them. They're 2-3-1.
I think so.
2-3-1. I think they're gonna win this week. I have a feeling that they're gonna lose next week to the Raiders. They got to go to Oakland. I think they may lose.
That's a long travel.
I think they may lose that game. Then they play the Bears. That's a game that they can lose. They play Dallas. That's the game that they can lose. They play the Redskins. They should win that game. Then they play the Bears again and the Vikings. You know, so I think we're about to see them just.
One thing I say, once you start losing the locker room,
right,
that takes a toll on the feet because a lot of people don't want to play them with the same passion, the same enthusiasm, the same love is not there. It's just a job now.
Yeah. With that being said, I wouldn't even overlook the Giants tomorrow, because like you said, you know, when the players aren't together as one. That chemistry, you know, you got it's hard. It's hard to go out there and be focused and to get a good team win. You know, football, you have to be together in football.
You might see a teammate miss a block on purpose, or you might see a person run around sloppy.
Darius Slay is out tomorrow. You know, and he was one of the players he's really upset about that trade.
This is gonna be his last year with Detroit.
Yeah,
because he already wanted to get paid, and they didn't pay him in the off season, so. This is last year in Detroit. Yeah,
so those were the two teams that I wanted to mention about not necessarily tanking, but I think we're about to start seeing them go completely downhill from this point on. So, I guess now we can jump right into our rapid fire picks for week 8. Starting with the Seahawks going to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Who you got?
Seahawks, Falcons.
Yeah, I got the Seahawks as well. And you have the next game, you have the Broncos going to the Colts.
I have the Colts.
I have the Colts as well. Buccaneers at the Titans.
Titans at home.
Yeah, I got to say Titans. I like the way they're looking with Ryan Tannehill.
Yes, they got Marcus Mariota out of there.
Yes. I don't know if I mentioned this on the show, but I know before the season started, I said Marcus Mariota is going to lose his starting job. This was before the season started. I didn't think it was going to last. I didn't think he was going to start for as long as he did, honestly. But he finally lost his job, and Ryan Tannehill came in and had over 300 yards and getting his receivers involved. You know, with Tannehill, it would be, not necessarily this year, but normally it would be Delaney Walker and whoever's at tight end, and the receivers really wouldn't get, especially more than one receiver, most definitely wouldn't get a lot of love.
I remember last week I was watching Red Zone when the Chargers played the Titans. And they said one of the main key things what made Ryan Tannehill his agent look somewhere where they could eventually be a starting quarterback. Yeah. He felt like he could eventually win a job from Marcus Mariota.
Absolutely, yes. So he made the right decision with that one because as soon as he signed there, I just had a feeling because I don't like Marcus Mariota. He hasn't been playing.
He throw quirky. I don't like his release. It don't look right.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, they were the number 1, number 2 picks.
Yeah.
In that draft, and both of them, you know, it's like I think Winston is better than Mariota, but Both of them,
Mariota,
they're both a toss up.
Right now he getting $20 million this year, so he won't be with the Titans next year.
Yeah. All right, the next game you have the Cardinals going to New Orleans.
I'm gonna take New Orleans big.
New Orleans. So far we're agreeing with everything. The Bengals going to Los Angeles to play the Rams.
Oh, that game in London, ain't it?
Oh, it's in London. My bad. I'm just reading. It says at. Yeah, it's in London. So they're making a long trip. They're going to London. Bengals versus the Rams.
They making a long trip, but the Bengals gonna have a long day. I'm taking the Rams.
Rams. 1, 2, 3. Rams. Chargers at the Bears.
I'm gonna take the Bears. They defense.
When we gonna disagree? Got the Bears. Chargers ain't looking good. It seemed like ever since Melvin Gordon came back, I don't know, man.
They not. He messed their chemistry up.
Yeah, and he's averaging like 2.2 yards a carry or something like that.
And he back to fumbling.
Yeah, it's looking bad. Next game is the Giants versus the Lions.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. You made some good points earlier about the Lions being dysfunctional. I'm gonna take the Giants. Saquon run all over the Lions.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna stick with the Lions for this week. I think they can win this week. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose because of the things that I just said. But I'm gonna stick with them. My first gut was they'll win this week, and then their downhill will start next week. So I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm gonna pick the Lions this week.
I picked you to win, Danny Downs. Don't be have to look like Danny Pennies.
Next game you have the Jets going to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars.
I'm gonna take the Jets. I think Sam Darnold rebound. As long as he's not seeing ghosts from the past like it's Halloween, I think they do better. And they need to feed Le'Veon. Jacksonville got one of the worst rush defenses in the league, so I think they're gonna give Le'Veon 25, 28 touches.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets win. I think a lot of people, looked at that game last week and was, how bad Sam Darnold looked. That was against the Patriots.
That's Bill Belichick.
So I think that they're gonna have a better game this week. But I'm gonna pick the Jaguars. I'm gonna pick the Jaguars. Leonard Fournette just, man.
He's
proven himself this year. Like
he been killing.
Yeah. So Leonard Fournette. You got DJ Chark. He's I think he's top 5 in receiving yards this year. I think they'll be able to do enough to win this game at home. So I'm gonna stick with the Jaguars. Next game we have the Raiders at the Texans.
I'm gonna take the Raiders on the road.
I'm gonna take the Texans at home. We got the Browns at the Patriots. 1, 2, 3. Patriots. And the Monday night game, Dolphins at Steelers. 1, 2, 3.
Steelers. I'm gonna say Patriots again.
Steelers. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't care who they got at quarterback.
Yeah. They're
gonna win. The Steelers defense has been stepping up, playing good football.
There's no way you'll see me take the Dolphins. Dolphins and Redskins this year? No.
But you did pick the Dolphins against the Redskins.
Somebody had to win that game.
All right, the first game we're gonna get into to go, say a little bit more about. The first game is the Panthers at the 49ers. The Panthers are 4-2. The 49ers are 6-0. Will the 49ers get their first loss this week?
Yes, I would take the Panthers. I'm really believing more in Christian McCaffrey. I think he's gonna have a bounce back game. The last one he had in London, he had like 31 yards on 22 carries. That's normally like him. It's something about him in the Buccaneers this year. He ain't doing too well.
It's the Buccaneers defense.
Yeah, they do got number 1 rush defense.
Their rush defense.
I didn't even know that to this week.
Their rush defense is the truth.
Yeah.
But
I think they're gonna make some play. I think Kyle Allen will do just enough. And I really like the Panthers defense. Everybody's giving so much credit to the 49ers defense. But watch out for the Panthers. They got number 3 defense overall. So their rush defense is good too. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna turn about 3 interceptions.
I'm gonna roll with the 49ers. I wanted to pick the Panthers because of the things that you said with Christian McCaffrey. All week I had this feeling about this game. I was like, man, I just have this feeling that the 49ers are going to get their first loss. And I'm still picking the 49ers. It might come back to bite me, but I just think with their defense, man, their defense is amazing.
It's a real deal.
And, the 2 bad games that Christian McCaffrey had were against the Buccaneers, who have a good rush defense.
Yeah.
Now they're going against the 49ers, who have a great rush defense and a great pass defense. So I think this could be the first week that we see Kyle Allen throw a pick or two. He has zero interceptions.
I think he got some turnovers.
He has 0 interceptions in all of his starts, so I think this could be the first week that we see some turnovers from Kyle Allen, and it could be a tough sledding for Christian McCaffrey this week. I mean, that's kind of hard to say, because he goes off against everybody except for when he go against the rush.
Their receivers. The main thing in this game is who receivers are going to step up more. Is it going to be DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel, or is it going to be Emmanuel Sanders, newly acquired, and Marquise Goodwin? Because you never know. But I think whoever tight end plays the best between Greg Olsen and George Kittle.
I'm gonna roll with George Kittle.
Yeah, I love George Kittle, my dog.
But yeah, man, I like the Panthers defense, but I don't like them as much as I like the 49ers defense. And 49ers and the 49ers at home. 49ers they also have a great rush offense, and I don't think the Panthers rush defense is as good as the 49ers rush defense.
No.
So I'm gonna roll with the 49ers taking this game at home and remain undefeated, 7-0. Nobody, I don't care if you're a 49ers fan. I don't care if you live in San Francisco. I don't care. You did not know that these guys were going to be 7-0. Now, February of last year, I said, watch out for the 49ers next year. I have proof. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it in here. I have proof that I said that. But that was for the following season, which was last season. So I'm 1 year late. I just had a feeling that we're going to see some improvement from the 49ers. But I didn't see this at all. I didn't see this at nobody did.
They defense, man, it's balling out of control.
All right, the last game we're going to jump into is the Packers going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. It was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes.
That'll be nice.
But Patrick Mahomes had this freak injuries. It's like on a quarterback sneak. What's the odds of that happening?
Well, he had already been.
But it was his ankle.
Yeah.
Then he what they say, he dislocated his kneecap on a quarterback sneak. What's the odds?
Looked like somebody fell on him.
But yeah, Patrick Mahomes is out, so Matt Moore is getting a start. So what you got?
I'm gonna take the Packers. I know they playing in Kansas City. Arrowhead, it's gonna be rocking, but I'm gonna take Aaron Rodgers over Matt Moore. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna feed off from last game. Their offense is still gonna play better. They're gonna do better. I think Jimmy Graham will have a big game. And I still don't trust the Chiefs' defense. They had a good game, but Aaron Rodgers is not Joe Flacco by no stretch of imagination.
Right. And
I think Matt Moore, I think they're gonna really rush the pass on him. I think the Smith brothers are gonna really get after him.
Yeah.
And I like the only way the Chiefs can hang in is they do something that Andy Reid hates doing. Is running the ball. They have to control the clock. And Andy Reid hates that. They're going to lean on Shady and those other backs a lot to win this game. But I'm gonna take the Packers 31-20.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers too. I just don't see the Chiefs being able to do what they need to do, which is run the ball. I don't see them being able to do that. Although the Packers, they don't have one of the top rush defenses. Everybody knows this. But with Matt Moore starting, now the defense can key in more,
8 in the box,
and force Matt Moore to be. I mean, he has a couple weapons that he should be able to utilize with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in the passing game, and I think Sammy Watkins is going to play this week, so he should be able to. And we've seen Matt Moore in the past. We've seen him come in and start like he had a run with Kenny Stills. With the Dolphins, and they had this connection. He had this connection with fast receivers. He's a
backup. He's not a terrible backup.
So I can see him having a decent game, especially with Tyreek Hill. Like I said, he had a connection with Kenny Stills, which is another speedster. And you have Tyreek Hill. So, and then he had a full week. Did he have a full week with the first string? Because I heard
he did first string.
But was he splitting with Mahomes?
No, Mahomes, he was just on the side. He was getting first team reps.
Okay, so he had a full week with the first string offense. So I think he'll be able to do something. Do more than what people are expecting. But like you said, man, the Smith brothers. I know they ain't brothers, but the Smith brothers, man, I think they're gonna get pressure. I think they're going to be able to stop whatever running game that they decide to use in Kansas City. And I think Aaron Rodgers, is not going to have a problem with his offense, even without Devontae Adams again. I think he'll be back next week. But
hopefully, yeah.
I don't think he's going to play this week. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. I don't think it's going to be an issue with Aaron Jones or Jamal Williams. I think the Packers will probably be able to do what they want to do on the offensive side. So I'm going to pick the Packers. I'm going to pick them 28-17.
Okay, both of us got to win by 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you have it.
Let me ask you a question before we go. And this is about the Jaguars. What do you think the Jaguars should do? The Jaguars should do when Nick Foles come back. Do you think they should stick with Gardner Minshew, or they should go right back to Nick Foles?
I think that I think they should go back to Nick Foles. I mean they're paying him, all that money, and I mean we haven't really got a chance to see. He played not even a full game with them, and he was looking good. He had this connection with, his receivers. He hit Chark for a touchdown. I think he hit Chris Conley for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he had a connection with Dede Westbrook. Yes, Gardner Minshew has been playing well, but what's their record?
Yeah, 4-2.
Jaguars are 3-4.
Oh,
they haven't. They haven't been winning.
That's a good point with that.
I think they should go back to Nick Foles. And when he's 100% ready. Don't force the issue.
What's crazy? It's like the shoe on the other foot now for Nick Foles. Remember, Carson Wentz came off injury. He was backing up. They kept him in. Now he come off injury, and Gardner Minshew was starting. Right. And I think a lot of the players really like Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough. I think he'll get it back now. She said at 3-4. That'll make it a lot easier. When you losing, you want to get your franchise go back in there more. They were winning, it'd be more of a debate.
Yeah. So he's not eligible to come back until week 11. So with that being said, have the Jags had their bye yet? I don't think they have
it. I think they have it next week.
So they have this week, and then let's take a look at the Jaguars' schedule, because they can play a role. If they go on a little mini run before week 11, okay. So they have the Jets this week, then they have Houston next week, and then they're on a bye week 10. So yeah, I think Nick Foles will come back and get his job regardless.
I think they in London too next week.
Yeah, they are. They play at 9. It'll be 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, that's a London game. The Jags always play in London.
They do.
They're like the London Jaguars.
They always play good in London.
Oh, they play Houston.
Yeah. What was that one game? Didn't they beat the Ravens like 41-0 in London?
I don't remember.
I remember like 2 years ago with Joe Flacco.
But I think Nick Foles come back, get his job, and get things going from there.
Okay.
So with that being said, that's the end of our show of this episode.
You. Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all for sticking with us this far. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get the notification when we post an episode. And until next time, peace.